Hey, this is Phil Lilley, Lilley's Landing Resort and Marina on Lake Taneycomo. Going to do one cast today. It's Friday the 4th of October, and I boated up here to Lookout, which is just above me. Right behind me is Andy Williams' house that he built. And they're running a half unit. It's not running very hard at all. And I've cast it a few times, caught a little smallmouth. I'm kind of in an eddy right here, which is usually full of fish, and the trout have been coming up and hitting the surface real hard, like they're after something big. I've seen some fish right along the bank up here, but I'm going to try throwing it's a black and yellow 32nd ounce jig with 2-pound line. See if I catch some fish in this eddy. Then probably work down a little bit. I brought my fly rod. I might throw a scud out or a zebra midge, something. This is a really good eddy to fish, and it's here just about any amount of generation. There's an eddy here. It just depends on how much water is running, how big the eddy is. It almost always holds fish. Guys will come down from Point Royale, and there's a couple guys up there right now fly fishing, waiting. I noticed when I pulled up to the bank, there's a whole bunch of sculpin on the bottom, kind of scurrying around. It's probably why that sculpin's here, or that sculpin, nothing on one cast. That's probably why that smallmouth is here. Probably what he's living on is those sculpin. When I left the dock, there was a lot of trout midging on the surface. I was tempted to stay back there and throw a zebra midge or something. This black and yellow, it's a floral yellow, so it's really bright. You almost can mistake it for a chartreuse. But when we tie these two colors, we'll tie the dark color on first. And we use 2 feathers. And then when we tie the light color on, we just use the 1 feather. So you most of the jig is, I really want to move down a little bit. Most of the feather is that dark color, and then the lighter color is kind of a highlight. I think the idea is that lighter color kind of catches their eye when it's moving through the water, if they don't necessarily see the black or the sculpin or whatever darker color is. I've also got a sculpin ginger tied on 16th ounce that I might go to here in a minute. I caught the smallmouth, and I got some other bites using this black and yellow. There's about. Well, I don't think we have this in our shop. I know it's not on our online store yet, but ooh, nice fish. I might have to net him. what do I got? Is another smallmouth? No, just a big rainbow. Nice rainbow. You just want to stay down like a brown and a smallmouth. I did not have my net in a good place. Watch the trolling motor. Boy, he is fighting. Good. That's good. Good sign. One more time, buddy. Golly. We gotta be getting tired. There you go. About 17 and a half. Big old fat belly. That's almost like one feeding on shad. It's pretty cool. So the black and yellow does catch fish. Okay, let's see what I'm going to do here. I'm actually drifting up lake in this eddy. I'm going to go back down to the bottom of it and start drifting down. Although you could spend about a half day here, probably catch fish the whole time. I went out with Tony Lilley, one of our guides, yesterday. He has a fishing show, and I'll have to get some more information on it. I can't remember the name of it, or what it's on. I think it's on the Outdoor Channel, but most of his shows, he does a lot of hunting, big game hunt, deer, and he goes out elk hunting. And anyhow, he wanted to, or he asked me if I wanted to be one of the sponsors on a show, and I said I did. And so we went out and did a little fishing show yesterday. So we did some filming at the resort, and then we went and came up here, went to the cable up here and threw some jigs. We didn't get out till 2:30. No, it was 2:30 in the afternoon. High sun. They were running. They'd started running the water a little bit harder, so they were running 4 units, but they were only running maybe 100 megawatt, or maybe a little more. Not sure how much they were running, but it wasn't full. And we threw, I threw this a little bit and did pretty good. He threw a sculpin jig, and we made our first drift from there to Trophy Run. I think we boated 12 rainbows. So fishing was pretty good. We made another drift, didn't catch as many, but we had some nice rainbows. Really did. Let's see, I'm still not drifting. They're just not running much water. That current is out there about halfway across the lake. So I'm going to move out a little bit. There we go. I'll throw this a couple more times and I'm going to throw that sculpin. I don't know if you saw on our Facebook site, I posted some pictures of a little shelter that the guys built. That was a lot of fun for the guys. I helped some, but not a whole lot. Dwayne did most of the work. He did all the design work on it. And it's all put together with pegs, just like they used to do 100 years ago. That's how the barn that we tore down, that's how it was all put together, was with pegs. Got a lot of respect for craftsmen. 100 years ago, they sure didn't have the tools we do now. It was done with a whole lot of sweat and determination and a chisel. I was actually, it was a little windy up there at the dam yesterday, and I was using a 32nd ounce jig, and I was having to hold my rod and kind of work it this way, and they were hitting it really hard. It was pretty cool. I don't think they do quite as well taking it flat water, working it like that. I think it works a lot better if there's a chop on the water. It's almost like working a little jerk bait, but you're only using a little 32nd ounce jig. Okay, I'm going to get out here in the current. Okay. I'll fix my jig a little bit here. Throw this a couple more times, and I'm going to throw that 16th ounce sculpin. Here's a sculpin and ginger. I think it's supposed to be a little windy today. It's got some rain coming in this weekend, or Sunday, I guess. With this cooler weather, I think the wind's going to start blowing a little bit. It's kind of normal for fall, I think. I was trading emails back and forth with Shane Bush. He's Missouri Department of Conservation's fishery biologist for Table Rock Lake and Taneycomo. And we usually visit about, water quality. I kind of keep him up to date in what readings I get, and of course they have readings and devices themselves where they watch the water quality, and they do a testing on Table Rock right at the dam. There's a bump where they go down and they test the temperature and the dissolved oxygen content at 10-foot intervals from the surface all the way down to the bottom of the lake, and that way they can take a profile of the condition of the lake and where the layers are separating the stratification, and they can kind of tell what kind of water Taneycomo's getting and going to get. It's very helpful, but the September profile, I'm not sure if it's out yet or not. I hadn't seen it. But it kind of gives us an idea of what kind of water we might be looking at on it in October and November. And the forecast so far is, it looks pretty good. And I say good, it's still, we're going to still have some low DO, but kind of got over in some shallow water. But it's going to, what we don't want to see is it gets real stinky. Like we've had some years, especially after high water events, where our water gets really, really rank, and fishing's terrible, and then we even have some fish kills. I've had some fish kills. And the good news is that the forecast is really pretty good for our lake this fall. Not too good right at the moment though. I'm hitting bottom quite a bit, I think. Picking up a little bit of slime. Maybe I should have stayed with black. All right, I'm gonna throw black a couple times, then I'm gonna change to my fly rod, fish a little bit more, and then have to go in. They really quit surfacing since I've been out here. They were kind of going at it pretty good when I first got here, but they've kind of quit. Comes that wind. Wind's out of the north-northwest. And it was 53 degrees this morning when I went to the gym. Ooh, that's about. So I'm kind of working it more like what we would work a jerkbait. Oh, yeah, they're slashing at it. I saw them. So the jig's not going down very far. Maybe a foot or two. They were following it. They weren't hitting that time. First time they were really slashing at it. One more time. Appreciate Blake doing what he did yesterday. I know they've been doing really good fishing those two scuds up there, and he was disappointed they were running so much water. To get an idea of how they fish at double scud rig, I'd rig it a little bit differently than they do as far as the distance between the scud and the two scuds and the weight. I don't think there's a wrong way to do it at all. And the way they did it, the way he was doing it, I think probably worked better. Oh, I see some fish over midging against the bank. I might have to throw a dry fly. I was gonna say, I'm kind of back to that pattern of not catching anything, not even getting bites. He came right in. Just the opposite of the other fish that fought hard. Pretty little rainbow. Okay, I'm gonna switch to something else. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow. If things get really good, I'll tag it on the end or make another video. So keep watching. Thanks. Bye.